Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to my channel. My name's Frank, and I think it's time we make this thing look better. So if you guys saw my little unboxing review of this Marvel Legends Captain America shield, it's almost full size, it's a couple inches shy. If you watched my review video on that, my kind of unboxing, I was a little disappointed with this one. It looks like a toy. Now, it is a toy, it's a replica, and it never said on the box it was an MCU accurate replica. It is a Captain America shield, and it is pretty true to the comics. It's a very just red, white, and blue, and it doesn't look metallic. I should have done more research when I bought it, but it did present me with an interesting opportunity. Can I make this thing look better? Now, the inside of it looks great. This is nice metallic, there's leather straps. I don't think I'd mess with this at all. This is pretty nice. But I wanted this to be more metallic and just look more like a metal shield. So that's what I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna actually finally dive in. I have a really nice red that I like. I'm gonna actually turn the white into like a silver chrome, and I might actually leave the blue. We're gonna see how it looks against the metallic red, and I'll kind of make that choice. But I do have some metallic blue on the way for another shield. Let's jump right in. Now we have a couple options for actually painting this thing. Now I could just mask this entire thing off, paint it, I hope my lines are nice and true. But upon further inspection, this white part is actually separate and locks into the shield. Same with this star, so we can actually go and pull this out. And I've already kind of experimented and tested on exactly how to do that to save you guys the trouble. Now you're gonna see all these rivets. Some of them are fake, some of them are just here for show, just to keep it, symmetrical. But then the star has 6 of them, and then there's 4, I believe, no, 6 scattered around the outer edge. Now you're gonna do a little bit of damage to them if you try to pull these out. I was able to take some nippers and just kind of get underneath them and just yank them out. They're gonna come out a lot harder than that when you actually go and try to remove them, so just be ready for that. They're just these little pressure set screw things. So go ahead and pull those out. I already got a pile over here of them. Make sure you save those unless you want to like glue this thing back together. And then when you flip it back over, you should be able to very easily pull these out. Now you can paint this just by itself completely, and then actually get this this ring out, and this kind of locks into some places. So be careful when you actually pull this up so you don't break it, because that would be tragic. And watch, I'm going to break it right on camera, aren't I? There we go. So now we can paint those without having to mask anything off. This can just turn silver or white or whatever color you want to paint that. And then we're left with this thing. So I can be a little bit more, I don't know, liberal with the paint. Now, a big reason I didn't like this shield right out of box is it might be a little hard to see, but you can actually, oh, there you go. You can see the overspray from the blue to the red, or well, the blue, yeah. There's overspray from the blue to the red, like made in the factory, wherever this was produced. That just ruined it for me. Like, obviously the white to the red was a nice crisp line because they're literally separate parts. But then this blue having that overspray it annoyed me. So we're gonna fix that. And like I said, I'm probably gonna leave this blue. I like this blue, it's pretty nice. It looks a lot less cheap than this really fire truck cherry red. So now I can actually, since the blue is oversprayed onto the red, I just have to tape the blue off perfectly. And then when I go back over with the new red, it's gonna cover up that overspray and fix that line. So we're gonna try that first. Really, this is just gonna go a darker red. I think I'm just gonna throw the red metallic over it. I'm not gonna do any primer or anything once I sand it. And then this I'm gonna sand and then kind of chrome out. And since it's already smooth, we're gonna start with a real high grit initially because it's already, kind of glossy. So I'm excited for this. Let's get to the garage. So first thing I'm gonna do is get the star and this ring painted because it's gonna be a little bit quicker, and while the paint's drying for this, I can go and tape off the rest of the shield. So I'm just gonna be going over this with a little bit of 1000 grit wet sandpaper because this is already smooth. I'm not trying to smooth it out anymore. All the hard work's done. I'm just repainting the surface, and I'm just trying to scuff it up a little bit. This way the next coat of paint that I put on it actually adheres to it. So I'm just gonna wet sand it a little bit and try to cut it down just a little. You can see from the little bit of a white runoff that there's no clear coat or anything on this. It's literally just painted and sent to you. Don't neglect the edges. Now, I don't know if you guys will be able to see it, but this has lost almost all of its shine. It's still a nice clean white, but it doesn't have that glossy reflectivity anymore. Like, I can't actually see anything in it, and that's exactly what we wanted. So we're gonna go ahead and paint this now. You can see just how beautifully that chrome went on. That was just a quick recoat, and I actually got real lucky because I ran out right there at the tail end, and then the ring came out perfect too. I'm very happy with this. It's a nice, super bright silver. From a distance, it can kind of almost look white. It definitely looks metallic, way better than it did. So while this dries, let's go and tape off the rest of the shield. So to actually tape off the blue right here and get that ready so we can do the red, I'm actually using some really bad masking tape. Not bad in the sense it doesn't work. It works great, but like it's super low tack, but it cuts really well. You're gonna have to experiment with a few things. Like sometimes I'll use my just the 3M blue masking tape. The stuff's great, but it sticks very well. And for this, I don't want too much tack, especially if I had just done the blue, but we're gonna waste my, my crappy tape. So I'm gonna go in a circle and tape all the blue off. This is a great time to not be stingy about your razor blades. If you have an X-Acto knife or something that's old and getting messed up, replace it. The risk of messing this up or some, you know, having a bad line because you don't want to change a blade, just change it out. Or if you have like a razor like this, just snap off a new end. So I'm gonna push the line in, the nice detail line, with my fingernail, because fingernails make great tools. They don't scratch paint, they don't do damage, but they're enough to get some jobs done. So I can see my line, everything's taped down. I'm just gonna go out and cut it out. As I'm cutting this, I'm pulling more into the center of the ring. I'm not pushing out because there is this whole detail line has a little bit of width to it, and I'm gonna try to draw the paint back towards that the center. This way I can get rid of some of that overspray. You can actually see just how much blue was kind of peeking and creeping over. That's how much overspray was over that red, and it just wasn't a clean line. I also didn't sand it until I put the tape down because I don't want to accidentally sand that blue. Like I said, if that blue looks good against the metallic, I'm just gonna leave it. It's a nice dark blue. It doesn't look as cartoonish as the rest of this. So we're gonna see how that comes out. And I'm just gonna wet sand it. Now, I already have my colors dialed in. I mess with red metallics and other metallics all the time. I know what colors I want to use. I know how they react. I know that I'm not going to be able to clear coat this. I never planned on clear coating this. A lot of metallics can't take clear coats. It says it on the can, and if you do some testing, you'll see why. It ruins that metallic sheen, so you don't want that. So I'm happy with this. Now, if I knew automatically I was going to want to redo the star, I would have done the star first, or well, at least the blue around it, and then covered that up, because it's easier, you know, if I am going to go and now do this star metallic blue, or the ring, I'm going to have to cover up all this red, so it's a big waste of material. So I'm kind of working out of order here, but hopefully this is enough. And I'm going to go and inspect my tape, make sure none of it came up while I was wet sanding. And if it did, put more tape down, swap it out, fix it, don't just leave it there. And then the last thing I'm going to do is go in here. I'm going to cover up all those little holes I made, because the last thing we want is any overspray coming through and ruining this nice metallic finish on the inside. And this is, again, where super crappy low tack tape comes in handy, because it's not going to ruin anything in here. What I'm going to do is just run some along the edge right here, really just kind of haphazardly, just so it has a little bit of a barrier. Just make a nice border. There we go. Just made a little bit of like a rim, so that'll just help a little bit. Let's go move the silver and we'll get this painted. Just look how much better that looks. It's still a little wet, but it's no longer that cartoonish red. It has a little bit of a reflectivity to it. I'm very happy with this. This looks absolutely great. Now, what I'm about to do is totally preference. It's something I do. It works sometimes, it doesn't work other times. Test it, make fun of me, whatever. But I'm actually gonna go and peel the tape off of here while this is still wet, and then Yeah, I run the risk of messing up the paint. It's just a learned thing. I like to do it. It gives me better lines. Some paint doesn't react well with that, so just be careful, but this is what I'm gonna do. So looking at it now, I'm gonna have to redo that blue. It made the blue look even more cartoonish than before, but damn, that metallic red came out nice. I actually, I'm about to be a little impatient, and I'm gonna actually drop the silver in because this red's already dry, and I haven't stopped moving. You'll learn that some paints dry quicker than others, and that's all just things you're gonna have to figure out for yourself. But it looks like these are the same distance, and then this goes here. I don't know if I'm actually gonna be able to set this all the way because I don't want to push on it. So we're gonna just set it in there and see how it looks. Wow. I don't know. You know what? That blue actually doesn't look too bad next to the silver. I don't know. You know what I think I'm gonna do while I'm filming this? I'm gonna throw a picture of this up on the Discord and see what people think about those colors. I might actually leave that. I guess I could always go and fix it later on, but I think that's enough for this video. There's gonna be a little bit of a time jump, so. That transition didn't make any sense, but it's a day later, some people have talked, I kinda looked it over, and I like it. I didn't touch the blue, I left it as it is. Maybe once I finish my other shields and I have the metallic blue in, maybe I'll go back over it because it is pretty easy to disassemble, but would you guys just look at that? This is so much nicer. This is what I wanted out of box initially when I bought this. And again, if I had done more research, I probably would have gotten a little bit of a different shield, but this is still the 80-year anniversary Marvel Legends shield, and it just looks so much better with this nice metallic. The silver really sets it off, and the red is absolutely perfect. Now, I could probably spend days polishing this and buffing this and clear coating this, but honestly, this is gonna go right back on my wall. I'm very happy with the results of this. I couldn't have asked for anything more. It reassembled the same way it came apart. I just popped the rivets back in, and I had to push it from the other side. Make sure you wait and let the paint dry all the way because you are gonna have to push on the paint, and you don't want to do all this work just to ruin it. I thought I actually ruined the star, but luckily it was dry enough. And now the outside matches the inside. There's really no overspray, a little bit of dust that I just gotta wipe off, but this just looks absolutely worlds better, and I couldn't be happier with this. I'm very happy I did this, and now I feel like this is worth the $100 I paid for it. But if you're a fan of the comic book version, you're a fan of the kind of cartoony, you know, bright red, white, and blue, totally up to you. But this is a little bit of an alternative method that you can use to actually get this thing looking a little bit more metal, and I'm pretty proud of this. And it looks pretty good next to Mjolnir. So this is a nice little set to have, especially from the final battle and Endgame, and I'm pretty happy. If you guys haven't already, if you could subscribe, it would really mean a lot to me, and it would really help the channel out. It lets me know that these videos are doing good and you're receptive and you like them. If you guys have any comments, questions, concerns, you want to see me maybe update something else, there's another prop out there I might be sleeping on, please let me know. Like I said, this channel doesn't need to be 100% 3D printed all the time. It's about props and nerds and cosplay, and yes, 3D printing of course. Also, if you guys haven't already, please check out the Discord. There's a link for it down below. It's completely free, and it is filled with over 500 nerds who are just talking every day about cosplay, 3D printing, Marvel. There's people who are way better at this cosplay and printing stuff than I am. There are people who are just starting off, just like I did a year ago. So it's a great mix of people. It's a really fun community. It doesn't have all the clutter of all the Facebook groups and stuff. So please make sure you go check that out. I promise you'll enjoy the community. Everybody there is great. I think this just about does it for this video, guys. I really appreciate you watching, and have a good day.